Good morning, children. We have already completed 3 kingdoms under biological classification. Kingdom 1 is Monera, which includes unicellular prokaryotes. In this, we have learned Archaebacteria, which are adapted to survive in harsh climatic condition, and Eubacteria, which are found everywhere. Second kingdom, which shows diverse forms of organisms, is Protista. Under this, we have completed chrysophytes, then dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds, and protozoan protists. In third kingdom, it includes fungi. Fungi are saprotrophs, achlorophyllous, and they play role in decomposing the organic matter, makes the soil more fertile. So they are useful to us. Coming to the fourth and fifth kingdom, so I will just take these 2 kingdoms in brief by telling the differences. The plants are multicellular eukaryotes, incapable to move, so they are non-motile, but they are autotrophic. While animals are multicellular eukaryotes having the ability to move from one place to other place. Plant body composed of many cells, each cell protected by cell wall made up of cellulose. The cell wall may be primary or secondary. If it is secondary, then it is deposited with pectin, lignin, chitin, suberin, etc. But in animal body, there are many cells. Each cell is naked without cell wall. It has only cell membrane or plasma membrane. When you look at the plant cell and animal cell, plant cell is having peripheral or central nucleus. Cell organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, ribosomes, mitochondria, plastids, which are involved in photosynthesis, and a storage organelle vacuoles are found. When you observe the animal cell, in animal cell, the central located nucleus. In the cytoplasm, we can see endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, ribosomes. Then comes mitochondria and the lysosomes. Here, plastids are totally absent because they are heterotrophs. They never prepare their own food. They lack vacuoles. In lower forms, vacuoles are found, but they are inactive. Coming to the stored food in the plant cell. Plant cell stores starch, while animal cell stores glycogen. As a whole plant, it reproduces by vegetative method or by asexual method, and the higher plants reproduce by sexual method. While in animals, the lower forms are reproduced by asexual method and higher forms of animals reproduce by sexual method. In vegetative method, the plant parts like root, stem, leaf, they initially store the food and capable to produce the daughter plants in favorable condition. In asexual reproduction, they are able to produce spores. These spores in higher plants are carrying male and female gametes, undergo pollination, then achieve fertilization followed by embryonic development. In higher plants, flowers are exclusively found to carry out sexual reproductive activities. In animals, the gonads are present for sexual reproduction. In lower forms, asexual reproduction is by budding. Some have regeneration ability, some restores fragmentation ability, but most of them, they reproduce by sexual method. Gonads like ovary in female, testis in male, produces sperm and ovum, which undergo fertilization either in the female body or outside the female body in water, followed by embryonic development. This is how Kingdom Plantae and Kingdom Animalia are studied further in third and fourth topic of Unit 1 under the heading Kingdom Plantae and Kingdom Animalia. As we have already covered classification in Monera, Protista and Mycota, so here let me brief you about the classification in Kingdom Plantae. Plantae classified as algae, showing thallus form of plant, purely aquatic in nature, floats on water surface. Second, they are called amphibians of the plant kingdom. They are also thalloid. Thallus means the plant body is without well-developed root, stem and leaf, but it appears green in color. The thalloid plant, which is parallel to the soil surface or growing on the moist surfaces, having short life cycle, we call them as bryophytes. Next, the actual spore producing perennial plants are pteridophytes. Naked seeded non-flowering plants belongs to gymnospermae, and enclosed seeded flowering plants produce the fruits. They are in angiospermae. So 5 divisions: algae, bryophyta, pteridophyta, gymnospermae and angiospermae. While in animals, cellular grade porifera, tissue grade coelenterata, ctenophora, organ grade platyhelminthes, organ system grade Aschelminthes with unsegmented body, segmented body Annelidans, body protected by exoskeleton having sense organs Arthropoda, moist sticky body covered with the shell Mollusca, spiny skinned Echinodermata. These all are non-chordates because nervous system is located on the ventral side. Later, Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia, they comes in Chordata in subphylum Vertebrata. There are some connecting links also found here that we are dealing in detail in the next part. In plants, the diploid phase is sporophytic phase. Haploid phase is gametophytic phase. Sporophyte, plant producing spores, it is asexual reproduction. Gametophyte, plant producing gametes for sexual reproduction. So they show alternation of generation. While in animals, the juvenile phase showing growth attaining maturity, reproductive phase to carry out all reproductive activities to produce the progeny. There are some exceptions in 5 kingdom classification. One is lichen. Lichens are difficult to place in any kingdom. The reason is it is association between fungi and algae. Algae belongs to plant kingdom. Fungi belongs to kingdom Mycota. They live together so that they are benefited by each other. Algal component of lichen is called phycobiont and fungal component of lichen is called mycobiont. Phycobiont is autotrophic, mycobiont is saprotrophic. So both live together. They exchange whatever they want and lead the life and complete the life cycle. Lichens which are parallelly growing on the surface are crustose lichens. Lichens growing into cylindrical structures known as fruticose lichens. Lichens giving outgrowths like leafy structures, we call them as foliose lichens. Like that, there is one more entity called as virus. Virus is acellular. There is no proper cell organization found in this, so very difficult to place this entity in any of the kingdom. This virus first time observed by Ivanovsky. Bejernikia said that it is a contagious vivum fluidum because he took extract of virus infected tobacco plant and spread on healthy plants, and healthy plants got infection. So the fluid which is extracted from infected tobacco plant and caused disease in the healthy plants, so he called viruses are contagium vivum fluidum, means poisonous. These viruses are having genetic material, but not both. It has either RNA or DNA. It is protected by a protein layer known as capsid. Capsid is made up of capsomeres. So based on the genetic material, we classify virus as ribovirus with RNA, deoxyribovirus with DNA. Based on the host in which they multiply, because virus is having ability to penetrate in the cell, they just inject their genetic material and then the host cell is under the capture of genetic material of the host. So after penetrated in the host body, they complete their life cycle by joining with the genome of the host. Now host are either bacteria, plant cell or animal cell. Accordingly, we classify viruses as bacteriophage, zoophage and phytophage. Phyto refers to plant. Phage means virus. Phytophage means virus affecting plants. Zoophage, zoon means animal. Virus affecting animal. Bacteriophage, virus affecting bacteria. The first virus invented and studied properly is tobacco mosaic virus. It is abbreviated as TMV. Due to viral infection, the plants show destruction of the chlorophyll, causing yellow patches on the leaf surface. That's why we call mosaic disease. Leaf curl disease. The leaf lamina will curl and there is reduction in photosynthesis. Blight. And there are so many viral infections we can see in both plants and animals. The infectious RNA molecule of the virus is known as prions. Is known as viroids, and infectious proteins are known as prions. So viroids and prions, these two terms we need to remember. So on what basis you call virus is living? They have penetrating ability, they have genetic material, and they can incorporate with the host genome and complete their life cycle. But other side, they remain inert in crystalline form without host. They don't have secretory mechanism, they lack growth. They don't have cellular organization, as cell organelles are completely absent. That's why we call virus is non-living. So this is the entity with question mark whether to say living or non-living. With this, I will conclude second topic in biology in unit 1 under the heading biological classification. Thank you very much.